Today we're going to be looking at PowerPoint Lesson 3, and in Lesson 3 we're going to be working with text, and it's very important in PowerPoint that you make your text stand out. In PowerPoint here in our textbook we can see on page 83 it shows you the ribbons. Here's on the Home tab, and in this section area here is the font grouping, and that's where you're going to find all the tools that you need to format your text. The bold, italic, underline, decreasing the font size, and even clearing the formatting. So if you make a mistake, you can clear it and start all over. Also here, down on this bottom part of figure 3.1 is the paragraph grouping, and that is where you're going to find the commands to create your bullet lists, your increase and decrease the list level like we did in the chapter 2. Also aligning your text, whether you're going to center it on the line or justify it or make it align right, or even if you're going to have your text go up and down or instead of going side to side. So in formatting characters, we're going to look at some fonts and font sizes here. We're going to locate and open the sales pipeline information, and so to do that we're going to come up here to the coursework and go to PowerPoint, and we're going to open up the PowerPoint student data files, and this time we're going to go to Lesson 3, and we're going to find the sales pipeline, and we're going to save it as the cell pipeline formats. So I'm going to save it here on my desktop. Now this isn't an assignment, but this is a great way to practice what you need to do for the assignments. We're going to go to slide 2, and you can see here we've got a table that they've created with timing and probability, and we're going to make it stand out a little bit. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to select the word timing. So when we double click on it, we have this mini toolbar that pops up here, and on the mini toolbar is a lot of the information you need to format your text. And so we're going to click here on our font tab, and we've got a lot of different fonts that show up that we can choose from. We want to find the Berlin Sans FB Demi, so we're going to select this, and then we're going to change the font size. Let's see. We want to change the font size to 32. So another place we can change the font is up here on our ribbon. So you don't have to use the mini toolbar, you can use it here up on the ribbon. So I'm going to change this to 32. And you can see how that stands out from probability. Okay, so you can see the difference it makes. So we're going to double click on probability, and we're going to change that font to Berlin Sans FB Demi, and we're also going to change it to 32 point. And so there we've made it stand out a little bit. Now the auto fit helps us create the presentation, helps make it look better, basically. So we're going to go to slide 3 and work on our auto fit here. We're going to add a bullet list here. I'm going to add a couple of bullet lists. So you notice as we type the text has to get smaller in order for all of the information to fit on our slide. And so that's the auto fit. Right down here, this lets us know this is our auto fit options box. We can auto fit our text to placeholder, which is what we've done. We can stop fitting the text to the placeholder if we want to make it go up and down. That's what we're going to click here, the stop fitting text to placeholder, and you can see how our text doesn't appear in our placeholder anymore. So if we come back over here, make it auto fit because we want it to look nice on our slide. The other thing we can do with our fonts is to apply font styles and effects. Again, this just makes it stand out, just makes it look a little better. We're going to go to slide 2, and on our timing we're going to make it italic. So we're going to come up here, change that to italic. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing to probability. Going to make it italic, just making it stand out a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to go into the timing here, and in our font group, right here, this little box right here is called the font dialog box, and that gives us more information, more options that we can choose from. So we have here our different effects. If we want to line through it, make it superscript. We can make it small caps or all caps. We want to make it small caps. The other option we have here that they don't talk about in the text is the character spacing, and this is called kerning, and that's the space between the letters. And so if you want to spread your letters out a little bit, you can, or if you want to make the space in between the letters smaller, you can. But that's called kerning, and that's another way to change how your text looks. So if I click OK, you see now it's all, you've got your large T, but then the rest is small caps. And we're going to do the same thing over here to probability. Except this time, to show you another way to do it, right up here we've got our repeat button. And so if you like it, you can just click on that repeat. Changing the font color also works the same way. If we click on timing, select timing, and right here, the A with the little red line underneath it, that's the font color. So if we click on that little arrow right next to it, gives us a nice palette of color choices. As you move your mouse over them, you can see the changes it's making on it. That's our live preview. And we want orange accent 6. And we're going to do the same thing to probability, except now you can see that A has the orange underneath it, so all we have to do is select the A and make it orange. Now the format painter is something that is a little tricky to learn how to use, but once you figure out how to use it, then it's going to save you a lot of time. So we're going to go to slide 2, and we're going to select our placeholder, our title placeholder, and we're going to change the font color to blue accent 1, darker 25%. And we're going to make it bold, and we're going to make it shadow. Now, say we have this all done, I'm going to click off of it, and we go to bed and we go to sleep, and the next day we're like, we really like this, we want this, this is the way we want our other titles to look. But you really don't remember what you've done. So what you can do in a very easy way is to use a format painter. So we're going to select our text here, and up here on our Home tab in the clipboard group you have the paintbrush. This is our format painter, and so we're going to select that. We're going to go to slide 3, and then we're going to just take that. Now you can see you've got a little paintbrush on it, and select the title, and it's going to make the changes that we need to our title. Now you just have to have it selected. If we double click our format painter, then we can use it more than once. So if I click on slide 4 and I can make the change to the title. And I can click on slide 5 and make the changes. Whoops, I lost it. So it's real easy to lose it. You just got to play around with it. Here we go. Now our probability and indicators. Whoops, lost it again. Well, don't know why I keep losing it. Just takes some practice to get the feel of it, and don't know what's going on here, but you can see if you have problems with it, you're not alone. There we go. So now we've got all of them done. So when you're finished painting with it, you can unselect it, deselect it, or just hit the escape key on your keyboard. Okay. If you accidentally click anywhere that does not contain editable text, your Format Painter feature is going to turn off. It's here. You can see this in this take note. So like you did, that's what was happening with me. You just have to go back and select it again and start all over. You can do the same thing. The Format Painter also works with the paragraphs. Here we're going to align some paragraphs. So we're going to go to slide 4, and we want these to be centered. So we're going to select them all, and right up here in our paragraph grouping, we've got our center, and we're going to center those text. And let's do the undo, and let's just select the middle one here, and we're going to center that. And then let's select the bottom one, and let's right align it. So we've got left align, centered, and right align, all in the same, on the same slide here. Okay. Line spacing also works the same way. We're going to come back here to slide 3, and we're going to select all of the, we're going to delete these last two. So I'm just going to highlight it and delete, and then we're going to select all the other. And right here in our paragraph, we've got our line spacing right here. You can see we can set it to 1, or here's 1.5, or here's even 3. So what we want to do is we want to select 1.5 and make it look a little bit better here. You can also change the line spacing after. So if we're going to click on this dialog box launcher right here, here's indents and spacing. Here's spacing before and after. We want to change before to 0 and after to 9. Whoops, I'm going to have to type that 9 in there. And our line spacing here, we want it to be exactly. Okay, so we're going to say OK, and you can see how it changes the look of our information. Okay, and we're going to stop there for this one, and we'll continue on with lesson 3 in the next video.